Hey guys, thanks for being here. I am here with Sabine, and she went from having zero control over her numbers, not making a profit, fighting fires every day in her restaurant, to now being able to take vacations for weeks at a time, being able to turn a profit, all with less stress. So, welcome, Sabine. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. So, what I really want to start out here with is when we first met, can you just describe a little bit about where you were, like what was going on in the business and what things were like for you?
Sure. So I had no sense of my numbers. I was losing money, personally putting my capital into the business to
Mm.
keep it afloat. No sense of labor cost, no sense of cost of goods. Really, I was just swimming blind. That's what was going
Mm.
on.
Okay, that kind of sounds terrible.
Yeah, it was very high stress.
Fair enough. And before we came on this call, you were talking as well about just like what was your workload like and your role in the business and all of that.
My workload was a very underpaid volunteer that was working in the business, on the business. It was just 24/7, but I was spending a lot more time in the business versus
Mm.
on the business.
Yeah, I remember you just like sending messages being like, "Well, this happened, and then I had to go in and do this, and I had to fix
Yep.
that, and nobody's following what they should be following." And like, I remember seeing these messages and being like, "Oh man, like
Oh
it's
man.
so frustrating."
Yes, yes. So we're in
Okay,
a much better place.
yeah, and I know that there's been some management turnover as well. We've had to,
Yeah.
switch some things around, and obviously, ultimately has led to a much better place, which is great. So tell us a little bit more about that. What are some of the big things that you think helped turn the corner for you?
I think that the employee grid that you guys talk about
Mm.
and having the right people in place
Yeah,
is paramount, and not being afraid of firing the underperformers. I
yeah,
still, we're in a very good place, but we're still constantly reevaluating, who is an A team player, who's really getting the mission, who's working as hard as they could, who wants to be here versus, just
yeah,
not performing
yeah.
and reevaluating this and what's the rule, 10% always needs to be kind of turned over, and that's I hate firing anybody. I don't like it. I avoid it, but you have to do what's right for the business.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because without the right team in place, it's impossible to do anything else, right? You're
Yeah.
always going to get sucked back into the business. You're never going to hit the numbers because there's waste, there's all sorts of mistakes and things like that. So I hear that 100%. So got a better team in place. I know you've
Yeah.
got some solid management in place. And so tell me about where's the last vacation you went to? Because I know you've been taking some vacations and they're not just like a few days here and there.
Yeah, no, I'm a professional vacation planner, taker. So I was over Christmas, New Year's. I was in Europe, home, and then we just went where. Oh, I was just in Hawaii. I'm going. I'm
Casually.
very fortunate. I'm very lucky. I don't take it for granted. I'm going to California for a few days next week. And then I have lots of summer plans coming up, and I
Mm.
can only do it because I have the right people in place finally.
Yeah. Now, there's one thing you said before that I want you to say again for everyone watching this. Normally, when people take vacations, they
Yeah.
are stressed about when they come back and what they're going to walk into, and the emergency calls all the time that they're gone. What's that like for you now?
It's actually, do you want me to use the verbiage? No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to use the same word I used earlier. I walk everybody's happy. Everybody's doing their job. It's not a stressful. So I'm not going on vacation thinking, okay, I'll go, but I know I'm going to pay for it. It's just not
Hmm.
this. Everybody's doing their job. It's great.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So we've got Camille here. So Camille's been working directly with you guys together. So Camille, tell
Yeah.
us what are some things that stood about the journey? What are some major milestones, things like that that you've really noticed along the way?
Yeah. I think one of the biggest milestones was getting the right GM in place for Sabine at Global, just because that's been a turning point of being able to have someone who can lead and understand her vision and understand her customer service has been huge. But journey all around is that when it got tough, she still pulled up her bootstraps and made things happen and understood that the temporary time putting in the work is now showcasing for a long-term result. So having to get into the nitty gritty of getting things done, putting the systems in place, and resetting with the team has shown what she's doing now of being able to go on vacation all the time.
Yeah.
So huge.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So tell me this, Sabine, if you were talking to someone and there's someone watching this who is feeling the stress, is feeling like they don't know their numbers, they're not profitable, they're stressed all the time working in the business. If you had to say something to them and they were considering working with us, or, is this whole thing, does it really work? Is, all the questions that people have, can I afford it? That kind of stuff. What would you say to someone in that right now?
I would say do it, trust the process, and it's 100% worth the investment.
Okay.
No
Perfect.
doubt.
I don't think I could have summed it up better myself. So perfect. Well, thank you again so much for being here and taking the time out of your well, I was going to say busy day,
It's
but
not so busy anymore. No, it's still busy. I'm not gonna lie, but yes, it's a lot better.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you again for being here. And
Thank you, guys.
yeah, I just love the journey, love the progress, and yeah, I'm just proud of everything you've been able to accomplish.
Yeah, thanks for all your help.
Awesome. All right. Bye, guys.